What is the difference between a banded and bonded expander? This is a banded expander. A banded expander has bands that are attached to the upper first molars, with arms that come off the upper first molars, an arm that goes around the first and second premolar, and an arm that attaches to the expansion screw. Banded expanders are good appliances if used in the proper situation. Sometimes banded expanders can be used at a time when it's not proper. Those times include times where there are posterior crossbites or anterior crossbites. The better appliance or choice at that time is a bonded expander. The most common advantage is that it's smaller and less cumbersome in the mouth. The most common disadvantage is that the banded expander has engineering flaws. You'll see with that banded expander in place that when you activate that expander, you get more tipping first, and then you get your expansion. When you remove that expander, you'll see those teeth that have been tipped will start to upright over time, and you can lose between 50 and 75% of the expansion that you were trying to attain in the first place. That can create that expander to be relatively ineffective. The bonded expander has acrylic that covers the posterior teeth. It is most effective if utilized at the proper age, the ideal age being between the age of 7 and 8 for girls and 8 and 9 for boys. The reason why this is the ideal age is because at this period of time, these teeth are still available. This is a primary first molar, a primary second molar, and a permanent first molar. If we try and do this bonded expander at a later age, say 10 or 11, typically that's the period of time that either one or even both of these baby teeth end up being missing. Now, if all of the permanent teeth have erupted, and the permanent first premolar, the permanent second premolar, and the permanent first molar are available, then once again we can use a bonded expander. When you see the bonded expander in place, you can see how it comes together. You can see that the bite is propped open. This facilitates a number of good things to happen. One, it allows the posterior crossbite to remedy or correct. Second, this acrylic acts as a bite plane. That's most important for the joints, the temporomandibular joints, because typically when you see a kid who's in crossbite, you will see that the joints are pulled out of the socket and damage may already be occurring as early as the age of 7 or 8. Now that bonded expander also has a very significant advantage that is very, very different than banded. And that is when you go to activate that expander, you do not get tipping because there's acrylic that's covering all the posterior teeth. That acrylic creates a force that allows pure expansion and pure translation of that upper jaw to occur. This is good. When you take that expander off, you do not get that tipping and you keep the greater majority of expansion that you were trying to attain in the first place.